You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, and drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you, see you, see you, see you.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you say for sure you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Today, this breakfast isn't just breakfast. It might be the first McDonald's breakfast you're having at McDonald's again. This lunch might be a weekly tradition you hadn't had in weeks. And this dinner might be the first one you bought for not just you in a while. Whatever this order is for you, McDonald's will be here to take it.
Get more of the chicken you love with a delicious McChicken sandwich for $1. And for an extra buck, add a refreshing Dr. Pepper. Dining rooms are starting to reopen in certain communities at participating McDonald's. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is, if getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now, 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of the Cocktail Lounge. I am your hostess with the mostest, Aggie, and with me, as always, is the ever suave, affable, and quaffable co-host, Brad Slager. How are you doing this evening, Brad?
Yes, I am all of those things.
You are. Brad with the good hair. Gotta throw that one in there.
Before you guys get too far into some and everything, I want to test something real quick, because I may have figured might be able to do so. Hang on just a second.
I'm excited. It's a Christmas surprise.
Yeah, I can now. Yes.
Technology magic has taken place live.
Yes. So I was asking, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well. I'm imbibing my holiday spirit as we speak. I'm having an eggnog cocktail.
It sounds very festive, I must say.
It is. I feel like I have a dozen elves dancing in my mouth. As disturbing an image as that is, I know I just conjured nonetheless.
I'll let it slide. So that's well, but you added something to regular eggnog to elevate the flavor profile. Please share with us.
Well, of course, don't you always? Who drinks eggnog straight?
I don't know.
Sociopaths. That's how. I added about a half a shot of rum and then a half a shot of the Stroopwafel cordial that I've got. If you're unfamiliar listeners, that's a Stroopwafel is the Dutch waffle cookie, basically two thin halves with caramel in the middle. Usually you put it on top of your coffee and then it heats it up and then it kind of just falls into your coffee, or you can dunk them. Works on that too. Basically, it's an ice cream cone and caramel. How's that? And
I have some of it here actually.
Yeah, they're damn good, and I've got a canister of them for my birthday. Thank you, daughter.
I have the I have the cookies and the liqueur.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff is the shiznit.
Yeah, that liqueur is awesome, but
it is.
Add too much, and basically I do have a cup of diabetes in my hand, but I don't care. It's the holidays. I'm going to be festive.
And as well you should be. I have to make my coquito. My sister asked me for a bottle. My mom asked me for a bottle. And
hold on, your mother asked you for a bottle?
Yeah,
she was the craft maker.
Yes, but she's like, I have sent forth my progeny to become the bearers of this recipe. So now you can provide it for me.
Oh, this was her plan all along, because it was
it was.
Okay.
No, she's at her age, she's like, yeah, you know what? I've done my bid for king and country. It's my turn to get coddled with this stuff. So we each tweak it and bring it down. My sister likes to add nutmeg to hers. I do not.
No.
I do increase the amount of rum, and we're supposed to use cristal, but I also use coconut rum in there for added coconut. And so my mom, out of all four of us, my mom prefers mine the best. I don't blame her. I do not.
Yeah, I go with rum and rum chata. I don't think nutmeg really blends well with coconut.
No, I don't either. But she says, it makes it more, it's because it's part of the pumpkin spice set, the allspice. She puts it in there. And I'm like, there are no pumpkins involved. This doesn't need allspice. But she insists. And I'm like, okay, fine. Fail at your own.
To stop being basic.
Wow. If I went in that direction, I'm just going to say all hell would break loose, and I would probably end up with a few scars, maybe a black eye, but I would give the same. So,
wow. Sounds like there'd be family drama in your family. That never happens.
Oh, dude, there would. I can't even. Okay.
He says knowingly.
Just going to let that one slide too.
Mm-hmm. He's Gringo Sun Beach.
Yeah, well, it's funny because we're all, my mom is very insistent that, we do things our way, but my way is best, she says. So, yeah.
Well, I've got we're doing our annual pilgrimage to Orlando this weekend. When I get back is probably when I'll get into the coquito mode next week.
Mm-hmm.
And since very few in my family actually appreciate it,
it's all for you.
More for Brad. Yes.
How do people that live in Florida and are surrounded by coconut everything not appreciate coquito?
I don't know. Don't know, but I even got a perfect canister for it. It's a glass pitcher that's rectangle shaped, so it fits right in the door at the bottom.
Nice.
And it's got an infuser that sits in there, so I fill that up with coconut flake. Well, it just augments the already heavy coconut presence, and
indeed.
Yeah, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, and a happy Brad is a good Brad. So
exactly. So
yeah,
gets you through the holiday. Do it not. Well, we are we're also entering another season right now.
Yeah, we are.
It is, but you're supposed to be excited about this. We're trying to sell this, pump this
Yay.
up.
Okay, sure.
We are entering college bowl season.
Woohoo!
Aggie, that was like the basis of this show, right?
I am just going to say this right now. Right now, before we even get started. Yes, there will be profanity. Yes, it will be uncensored. And if you do not want to hear my opinions about Alabama, you better mute right the fuck now. Because I got opinions.
So we're starting
we have
with
some
the needle in the red,
fans.
I see. Okay.
We have some diehard fans of Alabama in our chat room. So,
do we though?
Yeah, we do.
Because I've never really heard them when Alabama is blowing walnuts. It's always they're great and Alabama's ruling the roost and blah, 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 I haven't heard Alabama fans endure. It's like it was kind of amusing in New England area, the Patriots game this weekend. Holy shit. They're a different animal without Tom Brady, huh?
Yeah, they are. Actually.
They're kind of going through like a little bit of a quarterback carousel, and they played a game against the Giants that was 10-6.
What?
And the funniest of all is that by the end of the game, the stadium was half full. These diehard Patriot fans, "Oh, Tommy, he's the GOAT." Where were they? Where'd the retards go? They didn't even last the whole game. So that's kind of what I'm talking about is, when they had Tommy throwing for us, huh? Then everybody loves it. And nowadays, it's a little tough sledding up there in Boston. So I want to see the Bama fans get tested truly, but we'll find out. The reason we bring it up, I covered it this weekend. It was on Saturday, championship weekend in college football. 10 conference finals were held. And basically the interest in all of this is that it would just lead to the final seeding for the college football playoffs, the top 4 teams squaring off for the NCAA football championship. And the way things were shaking out, you knew it was going to be a cluster mess. And guess what it became? A cluster mess. Things started off on Friday, actually, Pac-12 game. And it was Washington and Oregon playing for that title. Should have been closer. Well, it took Oregon a good 2 quarters to get their offense ramped up. And meanwhile, Washington with Penix was doing a lot of check down throws, a lot of screens, running game, basically pulling the defense in tighter and tighter. And then all of a sudden there's Penix lighting it up for 30-yard strikes. And then finally Bo Nix woke up and decided he wanted to play. I'm sorry, he's got to be the Heisman winner. He's got stupid statistics out there in Oregon. He's got something like 39 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Wow.
His completion percentage is close to 80. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
When do they announce the Heisman?
I believe it's this weekend. They just named the 4 finalists yesterday.
Okay.
It's those 2 knuckleheads plus what is it? Quarterback at LSU, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. at Ohio State, wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
I really think it's between Bo Nix and Penix, and should go to.
There's going to be an X somewhere.
There you go. Yes. And a Keith Heisman. So maybe they can get a beer sponsorship out of this with the NIL going on and all that. How about that? Michael Penix for Dos Equis. Spell it with 2 X's. There you go.
Yeah, Dos Equis.
Call me Madison Avenue. I'm just full of ideas like
this. I mean, let's go the Ocho Cinco way.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever his name was. Ocho Cinco, whatever his name was.
So, there were also a couple other games that took place. I'm telling you, Michigan, their game, holy crap. I mean, we all knew they were going to win. They played Iowa, the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, it was pretty much in the bag, I got to say.
The word you're looking for is boring.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. And I just did, and I'll say it again. Boring. This is Michigan, okay, the number 1 team in the league in all of football, right? And they came into this game, and everybody basically said, if they get 10 points, the game's over. Because Iowa had that much of a crap-ass offense. You ready for this? 155 yards they gained, total offense, the Hawkeyes.
Wow.
And turned the ball over 3 times. Like, why did you even show up? You clearly didn't want to play. And then just to add to the merriment, Michigan scored, I think, a total of about 205 yards for the entire game. I mean, this is ridiculous. But they're the Big Ten champs. They're number 1 in the league now. Yes, automatic berth and all of that crap. They're going to get their ass handed to them, I'm just saying.
I'm hoping for a lot of upsets, to tell you the truth. That makes things more exciting, and I like it when it's something that's not easily decided. And
Then you had
I've always been for the Cinderella teams and everything.
now this one might hurt you a little bit, but the Texas Longhorns played in the Big 12 final,
They did.
smoked Oklahoma State.
Like it
Quinn,
was like it was a newly rolled joint.
I was going to say like a brisket, but okay. We'll tap into your vice. How about that then? Okay.
It's not my vice. Oh my God. Although it can't be argued, brisket is my vice. I cannot say no to brisket.
Well, there you go. See, this is what I'm saying. And it's Texas, so I was trying to stay on theme, and then you had to come and roll in with your contraband. Okay.
I did say this was going to be uncensored and rather coarse. So there you go.
Quinn Ewers had a stupid game. 350 yards and 4 touchdowns at halftime. Okay, so you want to talk about a contrast with Michigan? There you go. That's going to be a fun little gunfight in New Orleans between them and Washington. I think. Hang on, was there one more? I think there was another game that went on Saturday. I'm trying to see here. Hang on. Is anybody else worth a damn that? Let's see.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. This one here. What is this? The Southeastern Conference Championship game, it says.
I really have issues with this. No, and full disclosure, as you and I have both discussed, I hate FSU as much as I despise Alabama. And that's saying a lot because I really don't despise Alabama. I just don't like Alabama. Alabama kids are fine. I don't like Nick Saban. So I got it. But I've never liked FSU. I was literally going to be a tiebreaker in my godmother's family because 4 of her kids went to University of Miami and 4 went to University of Florida. And I was supposed to be the tiebreaker. They were all, I mean, seriously, I was going to move in with my godmother so that I could have in-state tuition. And I was going to attend FSU because I was not having any of this. And I just didn't like it. Even then, I didn't like FSU. And this was back in 1984. Okay? I still don't like FSU.
You could have gone to UM. You could have been a Hurricane.
I could have been. I could have been, yes. Not too late. I can do online courses too. So there's that. There's hope. But I was just like, no, I can't do this. So I stayed in state in Texas and avoided the whole entire crap. And up until the day I graduated, I was actually going to attend UT. The day of my graduation, I was awarded a scholarship that let me afford to go to Texas A&M. I was actually going to be taking out a loan to go to UT. I didn't have a scholarship at UT. But that scholarship actually afforded me attendance at Texas A&M for 4 years, and that was great. So I avoided the whole drama of being the tiebreaker. But I was going to attend FSU just to piss them off. And ever since, and I toured the campus, I did the whole thing. And I was just like, I just don't like this place.
Well,
I love
that's always
the
a good
history.
thing to make your very important lifestyle decisions that's going to impact the rest of your existence based on who you can piss off.
Yeah, well, you know what? I used to win fantasy football games just picking the mascots and picking the colors.
Yes.
Okay,
We know
and it worked for me.
Yes.
But I've always felt that their football team is just always grated on my nerves. I never liked FSU, never. But I have to say, FSU got screwed out of this.
Yeah. So what happened was this. We have to go through this process. The SEC championship, Alabama, by the way, who got lucky as hell in the Iron Bowl against Auburn. I don't care who you talk to. Chucked it in the corner of the end zone and got a touchdown with seconds remaining. Some bitches. Yeah, so I mean, it was actually a good game between Alabama and Georgia, but Bama kind of staked a lead and held on to it as close they got. Georgia came within 3 with about 2 minutes to go, and then the Tide just sat on the ball, killed the clock. They're going to the SEC champion stage to collect the trophy, and there's Nick Saban bathing in adulation, something he's completely unfamiliar with.
Oh, totally. This is so new.
I still crack up that he's in those Aflac commercials with Deion
I know,
Sanders.
but it is kind of cute that he does those commercials.
Let's give you checks to float you over while you're injured. Ain't that right, Coach? I was going to say we need an elephant in this commercial. Ain't that right, Coach? Yeah, there's Deion's got all the personality, and there's Saban looking at him like, do I talk now? Is this when I say something? Okay. Look at that duck over there in the bathtub. Huh, isn't that hilarious? Isn't that, Coach? He's taking a bath right now, that duck. I don't know how this guy runs a football team when he's got the personality of a park bench, but okay, that's him. Yeah, okay, so he won the championship, but as soon as Alabama won, everybody said the same thing. This is going to be a train wreck, the likes of which nobody has ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 4 teams sitting with like an 11-1 record right now in the top 6. Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Texas.
Yep.
How's this going to shake out? Okay, so Michigan automatically in. Washington won their game. That was an automatic berth. Whoever won that game was going.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at this and just said, oh, crap, we can see it coming. Now, things got funny because the AP poll, final poll of the year, came out about 10 a.m. on Sunday. Alabama was 5th.
Yep.
So it was Michigan. How'd that shake out? Michigan, Washington, Texas, FSU, Alabama, Georgia. That was the AP poll.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I saw that, I said, playoff committee is going to screw this up. And then promptly at 12:30, playoff committee screwed things up. FSU is undefeated, ACC champions, not going to the playoffs.
I just don't understand. I even looked at the team rankings site where they went by the strength of their schedule. And admittedly, Florida's schedule was not as strong as Alabama. However, and I would have been okay if that was the one thing that they used for this. But how do you explain the fact that Notre Dame with 3 losses and a schedule that was even weaker than FSU's was ranked higher than FSU? That made no sense to me. And so I dug into the team rankings poll and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I see how it is. These people are from the SEC. Okay, never mind. And then I found another poll. And of course, they were more PAC strong than they were SEC or ACC strong. So I was like, okay, nobody has the right answer. So, but to me, it was shades of what happened to Texas A&M a couple of years ago when we earned our berth and it was taken away and given to Ohio State, even though Ohio State had only played 6 games. They still gave it to Ohio State. And I remember Jimbo was beyond pissed off because his team did work hard. We had 1 loss that season to Alabama. And we had actually earned a spot. And here comes Ohio State. Well, yeah, but, we played 6 games and we won the 6 games. But, we had to shut down because of COVID and we were just afraid we couldn't travel and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, everybody else took a chance. Everyone else took a chance. You guys opted for this and now you want kudos for what you did?
They should have been held out just for being candy asses.
Well, let's face it. Who draws more money, FSU or Alabama? Alabama. Who draws more money, A&M or Ohio State? Ohio State. This is where the crux of the matter goes.
Well, now I'm not going to stand for any of your conspirational talk like that.
I'm just saying.
I'm sitting down for it, though, because that's exactly what the hell going on. So here's the big issue.
I mean, this is something a lot of people don't know. The Cotton Bowl, which for the longest time, SWC was locked into so that we couldn't go to a national championship. And that was one of the reasons why some of us decided to leave the SWC so that we'd have a shot, you know. But do you know who was the one team that played the most at the Cotton Bowl?
I'm going to go with A&M.
Nope.
No.
Notre Dame.
No.
Why? Because they were the money draw. That's why.
Their fans travel.
They will travel, and Notre Dame gets to keep all of the money because they're independent when it comes to football. All of their other teams are in the NCAA, but not their football team. So they get to keep all the loot. But yeah, they're a big money draw. And yes, their team, there were people coming in from Veracruz, Mexico. When we played, that was the year that Tim Rice won the Heisman. And that was also the year that at the Cotton Bowl, he was ejected within the first 3 minutes.
Good work if you can find it.
Thank you. I mean, and my Aggies delivered that day. But I knew people that were traveling. There was somebody coming in from South America, Notre Dame alumnus from South America. I'm like, holy shit. They will travel. They bring money. And this is why Notre Dame was the football team that made the most visits to the Cotton Bowl ever. Cracks me up.
And I mean,
about it.
I hate Notre Dame just because of the rivalry we used to have with Miami before the.
Oh no, I hate Notre Dame because
chickened out.
They're not Catholics; they're Jesuits.
I know. I'm just because that was always the thing in the '80s, though. Catholics versus the convicts. It's like, well, yeah, go ahead. You do the name calling, and the convicts will win the game. Well done, jackasses.
Which I never understood. Why would you think that the team that's not convicts is going to lose? I mean, they have nothing to lose. They will fight even harder.
Yeah, it was like we used to say, good thing you guys are religious because you don't got a prayer.
It's almost like nobody ever watched the Longest Yard. Seriously. Anyway, I digress.
But as the results came in, here's the thing. I mean, there was probably 4 teams that all had a legitimate claim and or gripe about the finals. Now, FSU, pretty much the only thing they could explain about that is the quarterback going down. They're on their 3rd string quarterback going into the ACC final. Offense struggled most of that game against Louisville. And they literally started a freshman at quarterback. Figured out the only time they really got some big plays is when they set one of the running backs in the Wildcat formation and broke about a 45-yard run before they set up a touchdown, and they had another big play to get their 2nd touchdown. But other than that, yeah, the offense kind of grinds to a halt, but their defense is out of control good. And the hilarity was they held Plummer, the Louisville quarterback, to almost the same stats as their freshman. I mean,
that's incredible.
He was like 11 for 23 with an interception, no touchdowns. Quarterback rating was almost equal. It was hilarious to see. But yeah, FSU totally won the game and totally got screwed because literally undefeated conference champ. How do you take that away from them? Well, here's the thing. Texas actually has a claim because they beat Alabama. And yeah, it was early in the year, and that was back when Bama sucked. And it's like, yeah, wait, I'm sorry, what was that for? Bama sucked early in the season? That's
so
right,
they
did.
Okay.
And
wait.
So you couldn't really legitimately put Alabama in front of Texas and leave in FSU. So this is where all the conflict with the committee came into play. And, basically it's like, we can't do this to Nick Saban. He's going to get angry. That's basically what it. I mean, literally when I saw that AP poll at 10 a.m., I was like, oh, geez. This actually feels proper. Okay, FSU was 3rd, Texas 4, Alabama 5. I said, that feels right. That seems pretty on point. They're going to screw this up. The level of outrage at this is hilarious. And it's not even necessarily outrage at Alabama as much as it is the committee for screwing FSU.
Oh, yeah. This is not Alabama's fault at all.
No, I mean,
This
people
is
on
on the committee.
ESPN, we've got Florida politicians, of course, up in arms about this. DeSantis and Rick Scott, and they're all getting into it. And yeah, this is just stupid, nonsensical, inevitable. It was going to happen. So those are our teams for the college finals. So on, basically you got Michigan playing Alabama at 5 p.m. I think Bama's going to screw them. I think they're going to just hammer Michigan because I don't, not to say that Michigan's worthless and has nothing for them, but I just don't think that they're at that level. I think they're a Big Ten team. They just grind it out. Like we said a couple of weeks ago when they played Penn State, 32 running plays in a row. Okay, this is not an offensive juggernaut. Their defense is decent, but exactly who have they shut down besides Ohio State? You don't have that powerhouse offense that came in and just disappeared because of Michigan. So I don't see them shutting down Alabama.
Al brings up a really good point. I mean, 12 of their players are leaving Ohio State, like leaving the program. Well, and the big joke about Ohio was the birthplace of more astronauts than any other state in the nation. And everybody jokes, what is it about Ohio that makes people want to leave the earth? Maybe it's the same thing with the football players. What is it about Ohio that makes people want to leave? I don't know.
Well, that's the other thing, too, is yesterday the transfer portal opened up.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how many players have entered?
No.
Over 1,000.
Oi.
That's
insane.
That's about 9 per team. Now, it doesn't mean they're automatically leaving, of course, because it's like free agency. They're shopping around, trying to get the best deal. But like with Miami, our quarterback, Tyler Van Dyke, is going to enter the portal. So now we're shopping for QBs, and it looks like we're kind of targeting the kid coming out of UCLA to bring him into Miami. They've originally recruited him before he signed with the Bruins. So that would be interesting to see. I mean, I like Van Dyke as a quarterback, but I think he was hurt half this year, and that kind of affected his performance. And then all of a sudden, he became an interception machine in the second half of the season. But I'd be interested to see if we got a kid with an arm like that with our receiving core. Now, none of our receivers have entered. I think our tight end is in the portal now, but it pretty much should hold. I didn't see Texas. You had your defensive end, your edge rusher was about the big name at Texas A&M that's going in. So, but this is a stupid mistake. I don't know why they do this right ahead of the bowl games, because now you got players that are probably going to want to sit out so they don't get hurt, so they could enter the portal. But then you have others that are going to try to perform really good to bring up their stock value to transfer schools. We'll see. But I'm really interested in Washington, Texas. That's basically two high-flying offenses going against each other. The defensive side of it's going to be the thing to watch for, and I think Texas has the edge there.
I would not be surprised.
Both times Washington played Oregon, for instance, they didn't really shut Bo Nix down. They won both games by 3 points. I think the Ducks had a missed field goal in the first game in Washington. And in the championship game, staged a pretty good comeback, but didn't make it. I don't know that Washington they have a decent defense, but not a shutdown style. And, I think the Ducks put up 30 points in both games on them. So if you got a quarterback of that caliber, which I think yours is, it could be a challenge. Texas, Alabama could be the final.
Which puts me in a really bad position. In a really bad position. I have friends that are Bama fans. I have friends that are Texas fans. I myself cannot stand either one. So
And
what
you
do I
hate
do?
both teams.
Actually, that's not entirely correct, but yeah, but for the most part, I'm just like, I have no dog in the fight, but I do have friends in the fight, and I'm like, who do I support?
Yeah,
Because it's about an equal number on either side, and
it's one of those games where we root for a stadium fire the night before.
oh yeah, and I have family members that graduated from UT. I have family members that attended Alabama a long time ago, as in they're older than I am, but so I do have family members. Actually, some of my cousins, the ones that were fighting over where I should attend over in Florida, their kids went to Alabama because they didn't want to deal with the whole gators or hurricanes shit either. So they went to Alabama. So yeah, that worked. My friend Jenny, her daughter went to Alabama. So I mean, it's just like there's gonna be angst. There's gonna be angst if it is Texas and Alabama.
Well, this is when, they get in your face or they start cheering or something. You just look at them, shake your head, and you're like, don't care. I don't care. Don't care. So, but we are kicking. Do you know how many bowl games there are?
I lost count. They've added so many.
43.
I'm sorry. What? When you and I were in school, there were like 28.
Yeah.
and everything had a really pretty name. Remember that? When all the bowl games had pretty names that weren't sponsored and the sponsor's name went first. It was
back in the day.
Yeah, it was glorious.
Those days are beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Why you keep talking about advertisers, Grandpa? That's going to be coming too. But yeah, we're kicking everything off on Saturday, December 16th. 6 bowl games on that day alone.
Oh my.
Kicking off with the esteemed historical Myrtle Beach Bowl in Conway, South Carolina, between Georgia Southern and Ohio. Kickoff is 11 a.m.
Wow. Okay.
Get up early, make your breakfast, and pour yourself some Eggo waffle cocktails because the game is kicking off before lunch. Then there's the Celebration Bowl, Florida A&M versus Howard. I didn't even know we had a Florida A&M. I think they're they're a Division II school. But
yeah, no, I'm very familiar with a lot of the A&M schools.
Of course,
simply
you
because Texas A&M.
You're an agriculture mechanics woman. We know this. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I am. I can't grow anything worth a shit, but I'm not mechanically inclined either. So much for that. Go ahead.
Also got the New Orleans Bowl, the Cure Bowl, the New Mexico Bowl, and the LA, and the Independence in Shreveport, all on the opening day there. So that's what's facing. What state do you think has the most bowl games that they're hosting?
I'm going to go with size matters. Is it Texas?
You're such a woman. But you'd also be correct. Well, actually, it's a tie because.
Oh, okay.
America's Wang, as Ordy likes to say it, Florida also has 8 games that we're staging.
So there's 8 bowls in Florida and 8 bowls at Texas? Texas?
Indeed, yes.
Wow. That's a lot of bowls.
It is. Orlando is hosting 3 bowl games itself. So figure that out. That goes with Tampa and Dallas as the other locations that have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama is hosting 3 bowl games.
Which ones are they hosting?
You're gonna make me scroll now, aren't you?
Oh, okay, you poor thing. I am so sorry. Don't break a fingernail.
Well, I mean, I didn't annotate exactly those, but
Oh, well, okay. If you don't know, that's fine. That's
there's
fine.
obviously the Birmingham Bowl.
Hmm.
Then there's the Camellia Bowl in Montgomery. Okay.
There's a camellia bowl. Oh, I am so tuning in for that. That is like one of my favorite flowers.
Why? It's a football game.
It's still one of my favorite flowers. I want to see what the thing looks like. I want to see the
So watch the Home and Garden channel. They're not going to be putting flowers on
You know,
camera during a football game.
I'm just talking about what design they're going to use on the field, okay? God.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Rose Bowl gets this beautiful red rose in the middle of the whole damn field. You get rose, patches on your jerseys and stuff. I want to see what the Camellia Bowl does. Okay.
All right. Well, enjoy the game between Arkansas State and Northern Illinois. That'll be a barn burner or a greenhouse burner, as it were.
Here's the thing. It has been my experience that these lesser known bowls are very entertaining simply because A, you don't have skin in the game, and B, you just want to watch two sets of very tuned in kids go at it, and because it's their thing, they got there. They want to shine. They want that, So to me, those are more entertaining in that aspect than watching the rose, the sugar, the citrus, the Fiesta Bowl, the Peach Bowl, all of those big ones. Simply because I don't know. I think they enjoy it more when they're playing out there for a lesser bowl. I really do.
The third one is the 68 Ventures Bowl. I don't even have a clue what's going on there.
I got nothing. Mm-mm.
Eastern Michigan and South Alabama. Well, that's not fair. That's just like a home game.
I know we play in the Tax Act Texas Bowl, which used to be called the Bluebonnet Bowl, December 28th with Oklahoma State.
Named after the margarine.
You suck. Just gonna say.
What do you have against Oleo?
I have nothing against Oleo, but it's named after our flour.
Oh, okay. Just thought it was one of those other cheap ass sponsorship ones.
No.
Everything's better with Blue Bonnet on it. No? Okay. I got it wrong. So yeah, you're in the Texas Bowl. A home game. Guess where the Miami Hurricanes are playing? On a baseball field.
Wait, what?
We're playing Rutgers in the Pinstripe Bowl in Yankee Stadium. And like this whole thing is like all themed after the Yankees. Okay. Pinstripe Bowl, all the logos, everything is pinstriped. Yay, baseball. Guys, we're playing football. You realize that, right? I mean, football team. You've got a football stadium that two of your teams play in right down the road, right? No, Yankee Stadium, cool. Okay, whatever.
I'm just gonna say it's kind of a cool thing. It's kind of prestigious to play there.
Is it?
I think it is. It's Yankee Stadium, dude.
Okay, Aggie. It's the Bronx. This is not esteemed, okay? They're not in Manhattan.
Oh my God! Now that damn song is in my head. I hope you're happy.
Which one?
I'll take Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island too. It's in my head now. Somebody help me.
I don't even know that one, so okay.
Are you serious?
I hate those New York songs. Every time they crack out the,
blah, 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 blah.
Spreading the news, click or I'm kicking the TV. One of the two. Walk New York, that's what I'm saying, eh? I do crack up though. Have you seen that new Gillette shave commercial?
No.
It's like some 20-year-old schmuck is calling his dad, who's like literally from the Bronx with the heavy New York accent. And like dad calls him while he's shaving. Hey, son, hey, what are you up to there? Hey, I'm just having a quick shave, Dad. Hey, respect the process. Why is this guy selling razors? Why am I expected to listen to him? He's like, oh, it's Dad, I got the great razor. It's from Gillette Labs. Gillette Labs? What the hell? What? I don't get it, but hey, yeah, sales have been dropping in New York. Let's go sign this jackass up and sell some razors, huh? The fuck, huh? Sales are off like 2%. Get out there and fucking sell some razors, would you, huh? Here you fucking move. Get out of my face with this.
I'm kind of hoping that your team gets pinstripe jerseys.
Ain't going to happen. No. No. No.
Why not? It'd be cool.
Because if they do, you know what? I'm going to fly my ass up
Listen.
there myself and take care of business, huh? No,
Mike thought it was funny. Mike thinks it's a great idea.
What do you want? You're fucking wearing stripes. Take the fucking stripes off. Get them the fuck off your back. You ain't playing the game. You wear that shit. You hear me? Get it off. I ain't playing.
I know Texas has the Sun Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Texas Bowl, the Alamo Bowl, but I don't know what other ones they have. I didn't know they had 8 bowls. That's ridiculous.
Well, you also the national championships playing in Houston too, so you got that tipped the scales for them, if you would.
Okay, so if Alabama does get to the national championships, I would be the first ones to say, I'm so sorry you have to deal with Houston. So there. I will apologize to Alabama for that. I used to live there. It's not great. As a matter of fact, I lived a mile and a half away from the Astrodome.
I know which one you were unaware of.
Which one?
The Frisco Bowl.
The Frisco Bowl. Which, by the way, Frisco, about 20 years ago, was literally 2 houses and a post office and a gas station. There was nothing there. I know, because I lived near Frisco for a time. There was nothing. It is amazing how much growth that Metroplex has experienced in the 25 years since I've been there. It really is. It's stunning. But
yeah, we got 3 in Orlando. We've got 2 playing in Tampa. They no longer do the Outback Bowl, by the way. It's been renamed. We've got the Orange Bowl, of course, the Big Daddy in Miami. Gator Bowl is up in Jacksonville, not in the Swamp.
Which, opportunity missed. I'm just saying.
No, I can pretty much explain that to you. The University of Florida is in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
And the only other thing in Gainesville is a Dollar General.
You act like I've never been.
There's just, where are you going to put people? It's not a tourist hub is what I'm saying. So, yeah,
no,
stick it
not.
in Jacksonville.
It's not touristy.
They can accommodate is what I'm saying.
Whereas Jacksonville does have, the Navy base there and all this stuff. So Jacksonville is huge.
It's actually a city as
yeah.
opposed to Gainesville, which is basically a campground and a college. But
I'm so glad my godmother's not listening to this.
What, she would defend Gainesville? Really?
Of course she would.
Yeah, the sprawling metroplex of Gainesville and all the museums.
Yeah, she's 93 and she will defend it to her death. I'm like, you're from you're from Puerto Rico. What are you doing defending Gainesville?
But it's like, what am I going to go to the airboat museum or something? This one has 4 blades on the motor. Ooh. What? It's just they ain't much else to do there is all I'm saying. And the only other bowl we've got is the Boca Raton Bowl on the 20th. I should probably see if I might be able to get into that game. I know people.
Well, you know what a raton is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mouth of the Rat.
No.
Yes.
No. Rata. is rat. Raton is mouse.
Really?
Really?
You're going to pull a syntax error on me with translations?
I am throwing that card down because, oh, yeah, I know Spanish.
I just know they named it that because the inlet is in the shape of the mouth of the rodents, mouse, rat. Huge difference between the two, I'm certain.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just telling you. Moving on.
I'll go with what you. I don't have the master's degree in people like you do, so I'm gonna defer. It's raton. The word rat's right there in the word. It's rat. But here you go. You ready for this? With all of these bowl games, there is a first. There's a historical event taking place. For the first time ever in college bowl history, we are going to see an edible mascot on the field.
You know, when you told me this, I was kind of worried because I thought there's two mascots that could go. And I'm just like, are they going to have a barbecue? I was kind of confused.
After the game, as the winning team convenes at midfield and gets the trophy, the players will also be able to take part in consuming the mascot. This is going to take place, ironically enough, in Orlando, and I should probably say appropriately enough in Orlando, at the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
It's going to be a giant Pop-Tart?
We have a human-sized Pop-Tart that's going to be toddling around on the sideline. After the game, the players get to munch on the anthropomorphic pastry, I guess.
Does no one else find this creepy? I mean, admittedly, when Texas A&M won the Orange Bowl, we ate oranges.
They put oranges in the trophy, and then they pull the oranges out and pass them around and throw them at each other and eat them. And yeah, you sell it. Got it. Okay, but that's not the actual. We do have a mascot. It's a big fat orange. It has a crown and walks around waving at people.
Yeah. We didn't eat that. We ate the actual oranges. Why can't they have a bowl of Pop-Tarts? I mean, why does it have to be an anthropomorphic Pop-Tart?
This is unsettling. It's disturbing, and it's absolutely perfect that it's taking place in Florida. It's just the only thing that would be even better is if on the front of the Pop-Tart is drawn in frosting the words "Eat me."
Oh my God!
I pray that takes place. This is not proper in any capacity, any fashion, and I'm so glad it's happening here.
I got nothing. Oh my God.
I mean, it might be more appropriate if they played a bowl game, like let's say in Louisville, and the winner of the game gets to throw back some Knob Creek or Baker's Mark or something, at center field, and okay, got it, firm too. Nope. Go eat your victory Pop-Tart, guys. You've earned it.
Oh my God. I just can't.
Maybe they could put some like hydraulics or something in there, so as they're like ripping off pieces, they could have fruit filling shoot out like they hit an artery or something. That would be good. I'd have fun with this, which basically means they won't, because this is all going to be corporate.
Who came up with this concept?
There's a lot of, of course, there are a lot of food themed bowls. I mean, there's the Duke's Mayo, and this used to be the Cheez-Its Bowl, by the way. They've renamed it Pop-Tart. In fact, you can actually concoct a pretty good breakfast because you got the orange bowl, the citrus bowl, sugar. There's the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. Now we got the Pop-Tarts. I mean, we got brunch going on here.
But here's the thing. It shouldn't be called Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. It should literally be called Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger is the mascot for Frosted Flakes. So I don't understand why they're using the mascot instead of the actual product.
I think it's actually like the third year they've done it that way.
Yeah, but are you selling the mascot or are you selling the product?
They're selling a dream, Aggie.
Whatever. Man, I just want the days back when all the bowls had nice names and no sponsorship in front of it. I just want that. Is that so much to ask? I don't think so. Everything was prettier back then.
Well, we'll see if who do I have playing here? It's Syracuse and South Florida playing in the Boca Raton Bowl. The University of South Florida, located in Tampa. I'm never, ever going to understand that.
You realize we have spent an hour talking about the college football.
We got 43 damn games to cover here. Okay.
We do not need to cover all of them.
All right. So here's the fifth bowl of the 40.
Oh, my word. I can't believe there's 8 in Florida and 8 in here. I can't.
Well, I'll just close out with this. Now I mentioned the Myrtle Beach Bowl is going to be basically the kickoff, pun intended, bowl game. That normally in the last few years has been the Bahamas Bowl, played in Nassau at a 15,000 seat stadium. Apparently things have been going well enough that they have to renovate the stadium. So they're not holding it in the Bahamas this year. So for 1 year only, Charlotte, North Carolina will be hosting the famous Toastery Bowl on December 18.
Uh-huh.
This is a local food chain, as I understand it, like a restaurant chain in the Charlotte area. The famous Toastery Bowl, who nobody's ever heard of outside of Charlotte. So Western Kentucky and Old Dominion are going to be squaring off for the one-time trophy that nobody else is ever going to possess after this week. Whatever. Okay, famous Toastery. Fantastic. Pride right there. That's going to net you an NFL contract, huh?
I cannot.
Why should we sign you, son? I gained 111 yards in the famous Toastery Bowl. Fantastic. Get out of my office. I mean, what's going on anymore? I don't even know. All right. Well, is there anything else that's alighting your mind beyond the hyper excitement of bowl season?
Hyper excitement of bowl season. You're overselling it. I don't get all that excited.
We're a college football podcast. Sell it. Come on. So, okay, let's take a breather from the rampant excitement of bowl season. Now that we got everybody jazzed about the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, what else is on your mind?
Well, speaking about Florida, I'm sure that there's a Florida man story out there.
Oh, my God.
What of Titanic proportions? I had to.
See what you did there. Wow.
I had to.
Quite the teaser. Ooh, see what you did. Got it. Yeah. I mean, Florida man stories. I mean, these come across every so often. I mean, it frequently happens. I mean, sometimes I can go a whole week without seeing one every freaking hour in this nut roll of a place. I saw a video the other day. Somebody shot this on one of the canals, I think up in Lake County. A semi-truck comes floating down the river. Somebody took an actual semi-cab, put it on pontoons, and retrofitted it into an actual boat.
What?
Yes. Bright red semi comes just floating right down the canal, and the guys are one other, fat ass with a 6-pack beer belly, or more like a keg, and he's like, "All right, what's up, boy? Yeah, my friend driving the truck, driving down the rear. That's this." Only in Florida. Only in Florida, but there you go. Now this is from a local TV station, northern part of the state, where they interviewed an individual that has a rather curious collection. Now, I mean, every so often we'll see people that have collections of a particular nuance, or whatever strikes their fancy. It's like, I mean, the Coca-Cola, so I collect all kinds of arcana from the Coca-Cola archives and everything else. And it's like, gotcha. This dumbass is collecting the same thing over and over again. He loves the movie Titanic.
I mean, he adores it.
He also
worships it.
Apparently loves archaic technology. He's trying to collect as many copies of Titanic on VHS as possible. He has a room, floor to ceiling, shelving, filled with copies of Titanic on VHS.
And he has a separate room where he has actually built the scene, the iconic scene at the bow of the
He's got
ship.
mannequins in his house of Jack.
Yeah, with Leonardo's face superimposed on the face of the mannequin, and he's built the boat, the bow, and you can stand in front of it and wave your arms up and down, like they do in the movie or whatever. And I'm like,
I'm the king of the sociopaths.
Yeah, and I'm like,
this guy has a YouTube channel dedicated to his collection, and he goes and combs, I don't know, like Goodwill shops and swap meets and stuff like that, looking for copies of this on tape. People are sending him their copies. He's so far amassed something like 2,680 of these damn things. What reason?
He wants to collect a full 1,000,000 copies, but they must be VHS. And remember, when the movie first came out, it had 2 cassettes. So he estimates he's going to have to either buy or rent a warehouse to store them all. He's got over 2,000 copies of this film on VHS and is hoping for 1,000,000. And people send him, these videos. And I'm like, what? I don't get it. I mean, I collect a lot of glass and stuff like that, but it looks pretty. It has a purpose. Sometimes I serve in it. Sometimes I drink from it. I don't understand this at all.
No, like when people have these bizarre collections, it's like, I'm going to collect anything with Coca-Cola on it. And I got these dolls, and I got these trays, and I got all these different bottle openers, and I got 700 of those. And this is the same. It's like, so you got a VHS I see out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get a VHS next to it, and that's another VHS. But okay, that's VHS, right? Okay. So that entire shelf of blue packaging is all VHS of the same movie. Okay. And the next shelf below it is same. 2,000 of the exact same. The only variable in this is some people have also sent him copies of the DVD of the soundtrack. So he has also a Guinness World Record for the most soundtracks of Titanic. What the hell are you doing with your life?
Apparently not much of anything. It's hard for me to wrap my head around this.
It's
insane.
like most people can tap into your passion about one thing. Okay, like I got my Jackass book collection of shit movies that have been novelized. I got that. Okay, I don't have 4 dozen books of the same movie.
No, I could understand somebody wanting the same movie in some kind of format and putting them all on a wall to make like a statement wall type of thing.
Yeah, like I got these T-shirts and I've got this place setting and I got this, from Titanic and this is a replica of the plate they found and here's 2,000 of the exact same damn thing that's got no value.
No. It costs more to actually mail the damn thing than it is to buy it.
Like he held up one copy. It was in a black box, not a blue one. This was a special edition that came. I've been looking for this one for 6 months. And it's like
he actually has one of the screeners. That's the one in the black box that was used for the Oscars. Those were the screeners that are given to people who are going to be voting on these films, for whatever reason. And
shouldn't you be handling that with gloves? I mean, ooh.
I mean, I have a few screeners myself, but none of them were from the Oscars, I don't think. Oh, no, I do have one that was from the Oscars. That was Ghost. I have that one.
And I had a few that they're the ones they would send to theaters ahead of the release.
Yes.
These were always the ones that would get pirated. Of course.
Yeah, I have a few of those. But, I had a guy, a friend of mine, who actually worked for Paramount in Dallas. And so he would get me screeners because I worked in a video store. So, he made it work for work.
Yeah, this guy needs help.
Yeah, just a little.
Like, how about,
wee bit.
So imagination means nothing to you. Is that it? You just watch the same movie every single day and you get...
Oh, yeah, and that's a weird thing. He does. He watches the movie every day. And this is not a short movie.
That's the weird thing.
Oh, well, that's one of the weird things.
Not occupying 2/3 of his house with the exact same item.
Here's the thing. The guy thinks this is romantic and everything and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, Rose was a killer. She was a cold-blooded killer. She had a seat, in one of the lifeboats. And she decides, no, I'm going to go look for Jack. And because she did that, Jack didn't find the door and float on it. And by the way, there was room. That has been proven. There was room on that fucking door. She killed Jack.
Oh, yeah. Did you see what was in the Dayberry Christmas gift guide, of which I have an entry, the Squirrel Wallet? Thank you very much. Get one for your loved ones this holiday season, $70 from Wyoming, handmade. Somebody sells an inflatable raft for the pool that is a replica of the Titanic door.
Oh, my Lord. Well, okay then.
Hope this guy finds that.
Hell of a... Okay. Why would you do this? Why would you do that? I just can't.
If it wasn't in this state, I'd be like, dude, you got to move. We've got everybody's moving to Florida to do it. You're a freaking psychopath. Get over here. But He lives in Florida, so it's like, okay, it all fits.
It fits. It does fit.
There's kismet for you. Okay.
Amazing. And on that note, we should move on.
Yes. Shall we? Giving this jackass enough airtime.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started talking about jackasses. No, it's not all about Alabama.
Is that a segue?
Cool. I have had the toughest time trying to quell my anger when it comes to the current situation in Israel. And irks me no end to find that the UN pulls shit out of their ass and refuses to even recognize Israel in this fight, in this war. And I mean, they went so far. They had an international day of solidarity with the Palestinian people, calling for a ceasefire and to release all hostages. Not once did they mention Israel. Not once did they say that it was the Palestinian side that was causing the hostilities and who was holding the hostages. They managed not to say any of that. And then they go on to say that, they want Palestine to be free from, to live freely and all that stuff. And I'm going, yeah, they're so genocidal. Israel is so genocidal. The Palestinian people have actually multiplied it 3 times in population since the state of Israel was founded. Yeah, I mean, they're doing genocide wrong, in my opinion, if this is the issue.
Meanwhile, Palestinians are allowed to cross into Israel, work, live in Israel. That's all permitted. No Israelis, however, are permitted at all.
Yeah.
Inside Gaza. Never going to happen. But Israel's the bad guy. Yes, sure. Got it. Understood.
It was so bad even when I had friends that worked at the MFO, and there was a young man who suffered a hand injury, and he was Muslim. It was his right hand, and Egypt was going to amputate it, and the doctor said, "No, you cannot do that. We have to repair his hand as best as we can." Because I'm not sure if everybody's familiar here, but you eat with your right hand, but you clean yourself with your left. So if you don't have a right hand, you starve. Okay? This is, you don't eat with your left. And people will not feed you. And so they had to hide the fact that they had to take this kid to Israel.
Is that like a religious thing or something? What am I missing? Okay.
Yes, it is. It is. And so they had to take the kid to Israel secretly, Tel Aviv. They repaired his hand. He was able to, get movement back. It's limited, but he can still grasp stuff and he can eat, and everything. But they actually had to, the doctors had to intervene against the Egyptian government because it was an Egyptian who had been hurt. And in this case, removal of the right hand would be very problematic for his life, considering his religion. So intervention actually had to go to MFO headquarters in Rome. And they basically told Rome, this cannot wait. We'll deal with the punishments later. We're taking the kid now. And they actually drove to Israel. They took him in. So they understood there was an issue, and Israel came, no questions asked. Okay. They didn't care about his religion. They cared only that they needed to help this boy because they understood the gravity of the situation about losing his right hand. Had it been the left hand, it would not have been so dire, believe it or not. But it was the right hand, and that was very problematic in the Muslim religion. And so Israel thought nothing of it. They did it. They made him get better and everything. And once he was able to, do his physical therapy at home, they sent him back.
Couldn't they just, graft a spork where his hand used to be or something?
What they can do these days, right?
I mean, I'm all about ideas and problem
solving.
But
this is just another example of Israel's generosity with people that are not of their faith, because they don't see that faith is a detriment to health. I mean, they see the need and they they go and fulfill it. I crack up at all of these people that are boycotting things that are coming from Israel and everything. Me, a Dollar Shave Club, the blades are made in Israel. I'm like, I'm buying more. Buying more of those suckers. And I bought my parents a Soda Stream. They don't use it, but I bought it for them. Oh my God. And there was this one gal that was talking about all of these companies are supporting Israel. So I'm just not buying anything. SodaStream was not listed. She skipped that one. And somebody pointed it out. She had tweeted it out and somebody pointed it out. I was like, oh no, really? I thought SodaStream was made here. Oh no. What am I going to do? She was like really distraught because she really loved her SodaStream.
Yeah,
and I'm
well,
like,
this is
that's a really small planet, but whatever.
That's the level of mentality from from the millennium. Did you see the latest one where they were like somebody had discovered a video and found out that cobalt mining in Africa is actually a bad thing, and they treat the people like slaves, and because of that, I'm not going to vape anymore because the battery inside the vape is made with cobalt. We should all stop vaping because all we're doing is adding to the trauma in the Congo where they're mining all this stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Great effort on your part. I'm sorry. Did you not load this onto TikTok with your cell phone?
Mm-hmm.
Using a bigger battery than your little blowpipe there, honey?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to throw that at you. Yeah, just
Oh,
so
speaking
you know.
of hypocrites, all the climate alarmists are gathering once again to eat their Wagyu beef and their caviar, flying in jets.
Of UN dipshits.
Ugh.
Yeah, this is I think it's the 23rd year that the UN Climate Council is meeting, having their summit, as it were. And of course, every single time this happens, people point out how there's about 200 Jetstream Lears and G6s on the runway at the location of the Global Warming Summit, where they're going to tell us to stop burning fossil fuels. I'm just going to make a little domestic point here, little note. As John Kerry is going to lecture us about the need to carpool and commute and use public transport and such, maybe Lurch can explain why he not only flew out on a private jet of his own, but then 3 days later, Kamala Harris didn't join him on the same flight, but took her own plane out there.
As did Hillary Clinton. Let's not forget that bitch is over there too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She had the nerve to actually sit there and say that the biggest killer is extreme heat. And as soon as she said that, I looked at the TV and I was like, did she change her name to Extreme Heat? That's pretty arrogant.
Ooh, look at you. Wow.
I was just stunned that she said that. And then she goes on to say,
the leg. Wow.
Yeah, and then she went on to say that extreme heat kills disproportionately young, women and children, and specifically pregnant women. And I'm going, you get more money from Planned Parenthood than anybody else I know. You're a big proponent of pro-abortion activists, and you have the temerity to say, oh, we must save pregnant women. Well, what happened to culling the crowd, man? That was the whole point of what you believe in, So I was just like, and she says, we don't have the data yet, but we estimate that, she said, a six-figure number that I can't recall had died from heat in South America. And I'm like, really? Because I haven't heard anything from my friends. And by the way, it's winter. It's now coming into spring, about to start summer, actually, in South America. So I'm like, you do realize that they don't have the same weather patterns and seasons that we do here. It's like
there's actually hardcore data showing far more people die from extreme cold than extreme heat.
Had she said something like that, then I could have, given it to her. But no, she was actually talking about extreme heat in South America this year. And I'm like, is she high? I mean, seriously.
But this is just so damn par for the course of this crap, because I'm really of the opinion that the people that claim they adhere to scientific data just operate with the belief that if they insist on something enough, it'll hold as the truth. So
true.
When people started pointing out, hey, this global warming anti-fossil fuel summit sure is a lot of jets on the runway there. This climate reporter from Axios took offense to this.
Oh, poor baby. His feet
All
were
you
hurt.
people complaining, this is nothing new that we're hearing, but your complaint is old news. It's like, okay, well, yeah, there's a reason for that, by the way, which is they keep doing it. Like, when is it going to dawn on them that this is a pretty shitty optic? Telling everybody to stop using fossil fuels as you jet across the globe.
Yeah, and my favorite thing is that he was talking about how it's impossible to do a Zoom call. Like, what?
Well, yeah, that was the other thing. Really, people were like, "How about this? Instead of flying out there, video. You can meet." Well, that's impossible. You can't possibly have 193 people representing all the nations in the UN on a Zoom call. To which people said, "You might want to let Zoom in on that, because and somebody did a screenshot of like the various levels, and like a personal account, you could have 50, and if it's this is 100. Business accounts can have up to 300 people on a Zoom call. By the way, I just want to throw this out there because Andrew Friedman, this is the guy from Axios. I'd like to kind of go visual, maybe just to help him out a little. So I found an AP image from a prior international summit that has about 4 dozen world leaders on the exact same video call, including Biden and a few others wearing their masks and such.
Oh, that's precious.
It's like,
I love how they were wearing masks in a Zoom call. Really? Who are you trying to protect?
Yeah. That's. I don't want to catch one of those viruses online I keep hearing about. Dipshits. Like these are the same people that drive in their car with a mask, with the windows up.
I'm trying not to choke.
Well, yeah, they're talking about the COVID virus on the radio. I didn't want to contract it, so I got my mask on just in case. Can't be too safe. Guess not, dipshit. Hope I don't catch your idiocy. Just gonna say, but well, I think we may have exhausted our time frame.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're up against the hour.
Yeah. But one last thing, you need to teach us how to drink wine.
Oh yes, we didn't do our.
That's right, we didn't. I could not believe when you ran across this. I was like, really? This is coming around again?
Our expert analysis of the show of the week. Yes, the experts have weighed in here. They tell us that you've been holding your wine glass wrong. An expert warns. I love that too. Warns. Oh, am I going to hurt myself? What's going to happen here if I hold my wine glass incorrectly? Now, I was waiting for them to be one of those, where you pinch the base and drink it. Those people, I just want to punch in the throat whenever I see them do that. Oh, notice the legs on it. Yeah, I'm noticing you're a jackass. They tell us, believe it or not, if you have white wine, you should hold it by the stem. There's a news
That's
flash.
right.
There's some breaking, flashing banner headlines, huh?
Yeah. I mean, this is not news, but apparently this comes out every fucking year.
Yeah, this is their guide to get us through the holidays. But yeah, if
Nobody cares. You want to get us through the holidays? Make a bigger wine glass, one that fits an entire bottle of wine so that we have to deal with the people that come to visit in our family. Okay? That's how you get through the holidays.
yes,
Not with holding it by the stem as opposed to holding it by the bowl.
no, this is from the Mirror. They've actually decided to set the record straight by consulting with not one but two experts. One is British etiquette ace Joe Bryant, who says the more practical and elegant way of nursing your wine is to hold the glass by its stem. This keeps the white wine chilled and prevents any unsightly fingerprints from marring the bowl of the glass. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think pretty much a lot of people do this. But here's the kicker. When it comes to red wine, you can break that rule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it's now cool to hold the glass because, I'm sorry, when you have a dark fluid in the glass, guess what? The fingerprints are going to show up even more. Joe Bryant. That's just basic physics in play here, okay? Beyond your etiquette. If you have white wine, the likelihood is you're not going to see the damn fingerprints. Also, gonna go out on a limb here. This is Brad's little drinking advice. Why don't you try drinking a damn wine instead of letting it get hot?
You're
poured
being too logical now.
Poured the glass for a damn reason. How about consuming this stuff? Well, we're so busy talking about the, conflagration that flared up with Florida State's dismissal from the Final Four. So we've been just kicking that around for quite a while now. I forgot I had a wine in my hand. What do you know? It's room temperature. Oh, poo. Here's a ice cube. Shut up and drink. Jesus.
And on that note, suck it. We'll drink it the way we want to.
Pinot Grigio is no longer chilled.
It's weird because I never drank Pinot Grigio chilled. I always drank it room temperature. But, that was just my preference. I'm not a big Pinot Grigio fan, but when I had it, I always had it at room temperature. Moscato, I will drink chilled. Rieslings, yes, same. Sweet table wines that are white, I will. But I never really went on my way. Or Chardonnay, either.
I'm just going to go ahead and take your word for it.
Yeah, maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
I should probably reach out to Joe Bryant. Ask them how many ice cubes is proper etiquette when drinking watermelon Boone's Farm.
Do they still make watermelon?
Is it considered gauche to use more than 2 cubes at a time? How about the straw placement? Which side of the glass do you prefer that to be in? I'm curious.
Oh, God. That's funny.
When consuming from a paper cup, is wax appropriate? Or is that considered an interference? Should I go with Dixie or is styrofoam acceptable these days? It is the holidays after all.
True.
How about this? Drink your damn wine and quit your bitching.
People have to ruin things for other people. They have this innate need,
No, Aggie, they're augmenting our holiday experience.
Oh. No, if I want my holiday experience augmented, I'll add more rum to my coquito.
I'll augment my experience. Get your ass in the backyard and go piss up a rope. Stop bothering my guests.
There you go. All righty. Well, then, now we have come to the end of the show.
Yes.
All right. So, Brad, why don't you tell everybody where we can find you? Take a deep breath first, though.
I am available on a daily basis on the front page of townhall.com with my daily VIP column, Rift from the Headlines. Also on the front page of Red State on a regular basis, where I also got my twice weekly podcast there called Liable Sources, digging even deeper and drilling an even bigger orifice into the media complex of our country. And you can hear me on this very network even more. On Thursday evening, I'm going to be here with Paul Young from ScreenRant.com as we go through the dark side of Hollywood and bad movies with disasters in the making. I'm relatively certain we will have a holiday fair available this week.
Ooh, really?
Dare I say something in the Hallmark movie realm is kind of what we're aiming for. I know, gasp, that was appropriate.
I'm excited.
And also you can hear me on alternate Thursdays here with Ordy Packard as we dive into all of the important entertainment information on the Culture Shift. And then every single Tuesday here at 8.5 with the ever-effervescent Aggie Rican as we go through sports and cocktails and culture and educational crap here on the Cocktail Lounge. And if you need more of me than that, let's face it, you do, you head over to Jitter, and I am at Martini Shark. What about you, Aggie? Where can people find more of your magnificence?
Well, you can find me at Aggie Rican and at Aggie the Barkeep over on X. You can find me right here, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday nights, doing the Cocktail Lounge with the ever suave Brad Slager. That would be you.
Oh.
Friday nights, also 8:30 p.m. Eastern, doing He Said, She Said, as of late with our awesome producer, Rick. Once a month, I have two, not one, but two podcasts. So the last Wednesday of every month, we have Toxic Masculinity, 8 p.m. Eastern, with G, Ordy, Rick, and myself. I bring the drinks for whoever the babe of the month is that particular day. And Jeff and I have teamed up, and we now have a book podcast. It airs once a month. This month, it will air December 18th. And we bring you our takes on whatever book that we read for that month. And we talk about it in, just to give you a wrap up on it and what we took away from the book. It's really, it has been pretty cool. We've done one episode so far, but we had a lot of fun. And so if you guys are into books, I suggest you tuning in. That's Mondays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's usually the second Monday of every month, but this month is going to be the third Monday because Jeff is indisposed on the second Monday. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we hope that you guys have a lovely evening.
And go raise a glass and look at the ceiling.